Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your weekly quarantine check-in with the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. Joining me live this week is Grejio and Lucas to discuss the week that was. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some more Ps5 Rumor Mills. Reviewers wanted, a return to Novigrad, Xbox's third-party reveal, but can it play Doom? Moons of Madness, Mech Warrior, Gen Zero, so much COD, and much, much more. Editing Lucas, let's go!
This is the Aussie Gamers Experience video game podcast. This show is recorded during temperatures in summer that are too hot for dragons, and in winter, colder than my mother-in-law's heart. So join us as we discuss video games as best we can, all while dodging redback spiders, brown snakes, and all those other things that try to hurt, maim, or even kill us. But remember, all we need to do is stay alive long enough to see the release of that next awesome video game. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into episode 299 this week. Today is Monday, the 11th of May, 2020. Grejio, welcome, mate. How are you?
I'm well.
That's good.
Tired, but well.
It's only Monday. Jeez.
Dude, I don't know. I've lost track of days at the moment. This whole Corona thing's insane.
Yeah, I'm like, do I need to put pants on today? No.
Yeah, I can't keep track of that either.
Yeah, don't worry about it anymore. Lucas, how are you, mate?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And I also have noticed that I've had some side effects thanks to playing so much of Animal Crossing on the Switch when we were playing Call of Duty the other night. There's bugs in Call of Duty, and I almost tried to pull out a net to catch it so I can sell it to Tom Nook. Oh dear, it's doing my head in, but I'm doing well. I'm doing good, except for the odd weird anomaly like that when video games are starting to meld into each other. I'm doing very, very good. I'm happy to be here.
That's good, mate. That would explain you running around going, get over here. As you're running around the map, we're shooting everything, you're
chasing dragonflies.
Jumping across the map, chasing a dragonfly.
Yeah.
Meleeing, swatting the air.
A10's shooting chickens, and I'm trying to cast my assault rifle like a fishing rod.
You like bloody shooting chickens all the time. Crazy. All right. Well, thank you, boys, for taking over the reins for me last week.
Yeah, no worries. It was easy.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a bad day last Monday, so I slept pretty much all of it. But good to go and raring to go this week. So let's jump straight back into it and kick it off with This Week in Gaming. This Week in Gaming, Luke, I've pulled out a special game just for you.
Right.
We're going all the way back to 1989 with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES.
Oh, nice. Yes, very good.
Nice. So, published by Ultra Software Corporation and developed by Konami. It was a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up, I suppose you would say.
Yeah.
So it was released in the 12th of May, 1989. It didn't actually get to Australia until 1990, so it took a lot longer for the boats to get over here.
Yeah, well,
years ago.
That's how it was for the longest time. Most things were released in Japan first, and then the United States, and then we got it as an afterthought, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, times have changed now, though. We usually get it first because of the time zones.
Woo, for digital.
Goes around, comes around.
But they're usually a broken mess.
They are. Did you know that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was one of few games from that time that actually had copyright protection on it?
No. How so? Do you know?
It featured copy protection via a code sheet that was printed on copy-proof paper.
Oh, yes, I remember those.
Yeah, that was like a really dark sort of burgundy paper with black print on it or something, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember them. You couldn't photocopy it.
You could barely read them.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were hard to read. Yeah, and you had to punch in a code or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
remember
So
those.
not only that, you first had to use the manual to crack the code because it had hundreds of numbers on it, and you had to use a grid to actually work out what the code was. And therefore, once you've used it once, that was it.
Yeah, I remember that. Like that, I'd completely forgotten about that kind of copy protection, where you would get like a 200-page book that would accompany a game, and when you would boot up the game, like talking about old PC games, it would pop up saying page 203, line 18, fifth word. And you'd have to punch that in and to get the game to boot up. Jeez, I remember that.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't remember that much detail. But
Well, I used to borrow the games off my friends, and I would give them a call. I go, man, can you just look up in the book for me? And they would look it up and give me the words so I could get it running.
I remember I had a copy of California Games 2 on the PC, and it came with a maroon sheet with black writing. Like I said, you could barely read it. And yeah, it'd have like a code, the same thing. It'd tell you where to look on the sheet. And it's
awesome.
Good old days. And now there's just DRM online, online checking.
It's all just online. Now, do you want to know what the title was in Japan?
Ultra Green Soup Animals.
Ninja Turtles.
Not quite. Ultra Turtle Ninja Legend.
Entree.
Oh, no. That's the other side of the water. So before we jump into the main part of the show, we're going to say a quick g'day to the people over in the chat. Atan, Azrael, Radicus, Roscoe, The Wraith, and that's Dan, isn't it? Last one.
Dan's easier to say than whatever his name actually is on there.
That's Dan. Yeah, Triss. It's like Triss. Sexy one from Your Gaming this last week.
That's the crazy red-headed witch, or is she? No, what is she? What do they call them? Not witches.
And you know she's a witch. She turned me into a newt, but I got better.
That's right, mage. That's what she is. She's a mage.
A mage.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. The official one. All right, let's jump into games that we've been playing. Well, Luke, you may as well kick it off the bat with The Witcher 3. And you finished the DLC.
Yeah, I have now. So I've played through the entire main campaign. I played Hearts of Stone, and now I've finished Blood and Wine. I think it's Blood and Wine, isn't it? Said that way.
Yep.
So yeah, I've played through all of it, and I have also now started a new game plus. Gone back in, starting off in White Orchard, have completely 100%ed White Orchard. So I've gone to all of the little question marks on the map. I've done all the side missions. I've done all the main missions, and I've moved on to the next area. And I saw that and went, oh my God, that's like 2 or 3 times the size of the first area. So, but yeah, I do intend to keep on playing it because The Witcher is just fantastic. Those side missions are pretty good too. So it's good fun.
Have you tried summoning the giant cow yet?
No. What is that?
No. Part of the way to level up the game was to go around and kill cattle, and you can literally wipe them off the face of the place. And there was one part that if you killed too many of them, it would actually spawn in this giant cow.
Oh, I do remember hearing something about that. No. See, I didn't have to do things like that because I'm good. I don't have to slaughter cows. I just went and killed the enemies. No, yes. I also, in absolute fairness, I play on story only.
Yeah,
I'm not crunching out Deathmarch or nothing.
I've tried Deathmarch and I got a good deal of the way through it, and then I went, yeah, that's enough.
Nah, that's
enough for me.
Just madness. And the good thing is, on playing it on the super duper easy setting, is I don't have to worry about wearing super duper ugly but powerful armor. I can just walk around in an evening suit if I wish, because I'm so overpowered for the easy enemies that I don't need to put on ugly armor to try and survive.
That's a good thought. I haven't thought of that. All this talk that you've been talking it up over the past little while that you've been playing it, I wish I never got rid of my copy. I'll have to grab myself another one.
Yeah, well, it's on Game Pass, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't think so. It was.
They removed it. Oh, I don't know. But either way, I'll tell you one thing. You know what? I actually sat down and it was something where I took a couple of moments out of my so busy life at the moment, and I actually contemplated. I thought, is The Witcher 3 good enough to knock The Last of Us off my favourite game of all time. I actually sat and thought about it because I was tempted to replace it. That actually happened. However, I did come to my senses, and the answer's no. But if anything, it is the closest second place to my favourite all-time game. That's it. The Witcher 3.
Very cool.
That's how much that game smacked me this time round. I played it properly, took it in, and really appreciated it. It's a fantastic game.
Awesome. It is on Game Pass still.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Was it? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because I remember playing it actually not too long ago. I didn't get into it, but before I started again, I tried it, and that's when I thought, you know what, I'm buying this on PC because I wanted to play it in 60 frames. Because no matter you're on Xbox One X or PS4 Pro, shit still runs at 30 frames, and I'm a frames per second snob. If it's not 30, if it's not 60 at least, I'm not really interested these days. So that's why I went and bought it. It was like $12 on PC. With actually that might not be accurate. It might have been a little bit more than that. It was less than $20 anyway for the full game with all DLC or all expansions. So that's why I bought it on PC, and I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well, that's good stuff. All right, well, moving on to you, Greg. You've been playing a new game this week, or a new game for yourself. Ace Combat number 7.
I have. I've been enjoying that. It's also on Game Pass. It's not the first time I played it, but this is the first time I've actually sat down and invested some serious time on it. And yeah, I'm playing it through from the start, and I've gotten through several missions now so far.
Nice.
And I've unlocked a myriad of planes. So the first plane I unlocked was the F-14. It was always going to be the F-14. There was never ever another choice in my mind anyway. Sorry?
You've got to buzz the tower. It's just
totally buzzed the tower. Totally did all the cool things that come with being in a F-14. And then last night I played a mission, and I looked at the briefing, and there was a lot of ground targets. Like, there was well over 100 ground targets to hit. And I'm like, none of my fighters have any capability to destroy that many ground targets. So I went looking for a new plane, and I found the A-10 Thunderbolt 2.
Oh, Jesus.
And I went, yeah, that'll do.
That'll do, yep. Okay.
That'll do. So I loaded it up with missiles, and yeah, I 30mm cannoned a couple of things on the ground. I even got like a mad video of me. Yep, that's it. And that's exactly what I did. There's a little anti-aircraft truck driving along, and I come in from like a long way off and just hone straight into him, and just like, and then pull out just in time, where I skim the ground, go through his flames, and burst off into the sky. And I look like a complete badass doing it. So I was like one of those things where you do it, and then you're just like, did I literally just do that? I better press record.
Yep.
So yeah, no, really,
it definitely is a lot of fun.
Yes. So yeah, no, I will probably continue to play a big chunk of that, because such a good game, so much fun.
Well, yeah, you know what? I actually saw that game. I was looking through some games to play today, and that came across my dashboard, and I almost decided to play that because I really do want to give it a go, because I remember back in the day. Do you remember Hawks?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first Hawks. I hated the second one, but that's a story for another day. But I really enjoyed playing Hawks, and I think this game, like, I've heard very good things about it. It's Ace Combat 7, isn't it? You're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, and so I've been keen to play it. I haven't tried it yet, but Roscoe in the chat here says that after the 13th mission, you unlock the XAEA-12. That's that weirdo guy's son's name. Yeah, Elon Musk's
kid.
Is there a particular way to pronounce that? Like, does that, if you pronounce that right? Oh, you can't.
Rich douchebag.
No, son of rich douchebag. You can't pick on the kid yet. He's only just been born, hasn't he?
True, yeah.
But I wonder how that's actually pronounced. X.
Roscoe's got in there Asher 12.
Ash A12. 10
Tasha. I don't know. There's got to be a way. You know how some people, they write like the letter L and then a hyphen.
Phonetically.
And then an A. Have you seen that one? L-A.
Yeah,
and the name's Ladasha. Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder if that one actually has a way of saying it. I can't work it out, but Yeah, that's weird. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I haven't played an Ace Combat since the original one, and I remember playing the original one and really enjoying it. And it's like I don't know why I've never played any of the others. They've never sort of been around or been in the moment where I'd be like, I need a new game. Oh, Ace Combat. So I've got the opportunity to play this one, and like I said, there's a bit of nostalgia feels going where I'm just like, yes, I remember this game being really fun and good, and this game is playing straight up to that. So yeah.
But first question though, well, two things. There is a review on www.theagexp.com. So go and check it up. You'll have to search for it because it was a little while ago.
Yep.
Have you played the Battle Royale yet?
There's a Battle Royale.
There is a Battle Royale.
To be fair, I haven't gone anywhere near multiplayer, to be honest. I've just stuck with playing the campaign at the moment. I figure I need to learn how to fly before I go with those nutbags.
Yeah, nutbags is the perfect way to describe it.
Yep.
The Battle Royale is ridiculous fun. It's like, I think they worked it out as a kilometre squared of airspace with 12 jets in it.
You'd be lucky not to run into each other.
That's pretty much what it is. And these people, like the people that I play, I haven't played it for a while, but when I was playing it quite a bit, they are absolute nut jobs.
Yeah, I don't even think I've got a jet that's unlocked that I could do it. Keep turning in a kilometre space.
If you get when you get down to the last two, if you just run into them, who wins?
I don't know. Yeah, I never got that far.
Yeah, I suppose it's probably wishful thinking that I'd ever have that conundrum either.
And for anyone that's listening along that has PSVR, there's actually some VR missions on it.
Yeah.
Which are an absolute heap of fun. And
vomit simulators.
I'm pretty good with VR, and I'm sitting there, and you come up out of the aircraft carrier and take off, and I'm like, oh, this is great. You get that sensation of moving, and then I went, oh, this isn't too bad, and then I went to do a barrel roll and went, stop doing that. So it's good fun. Lots of good fun. But you've got to try that Battle Royale, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I will make it a mission to play it sometime this week and get back to you on that.
All right. Awesome. All right. Well, I've got myself a new game as well.
Mm-hmm.
One that's on Game Pass called Moons of Madness.
Oh, yes.
Now, Moons of Madness is, they classify it as a Lovecraftian horror.
A what?
Lovecraftian horror.
What's his name?
Who?
Lovelace.
Lovelace, yeah.
Is that who you're thinking of?
No, I've gone blank. Anyway, it's like this horror walking simulator, kind of in the same sort of vein as like Firewatch. The only thing is that Firewatch was
this is no good.
It's not that it's no good. There is nothing actually technically wrong with the game, but it's very slow. The jump scares and whatnot. I haven't finished the game yet, but the jump scares, they're kind of they're predictable. The story at the moment's kind of mashing itself together. It's not really going like a linear path like you'd get with a walking simulator. Like it's kind of like they've put too much into it to try and get a clear story, if that makes sense. Like there's too many people trying to talk and have their stories told.
Right.
The source material is decent. The style is very good. It's just there seems to be a lot going on. And from someone who loves horror and really enjoys being scared, it's kind of missing something.
Yeah, I'm just watching gameplay of it now because I've not heard of it nor have I seen anything. And the graphics look actually really nice. It's a good look. Game.
Like I mean, it looks great. It sounds good. It's just there's a few elements that are a bit off. But hopefully by the time next week comes around, I'll have played the whole thing because apparently you can finish it in about 8 hours.
Yeah, okay.
And
but geez, the movement is slow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's missing. The puzzles they're nothing exciting, but that's also that's a blessing as well as a hindrance because you can get through it pretty quick, but there's no challenge and just that movement speed. And I think the story is probably the big thing.
But yeah, I don't know if the person I was watching just then in the gameplay video was like showing off things because obviously I'm not listening to what he's saying, if anything. But geez, it was like slow panning everything. I'm like, is this the speed of the game, or is this person doing that intentionally? Because it looks slow as hell, but it still looks very intriguing, though.
But it's on Game Pass at the moment, so...
Yeah, right. I haven't even heard
What's
of
it called?
Moons of Madness.
Moods of Madness.
It's not on my Game Pass, that's for sure.
It's not?
Nope.
I'm sure it was. Anyway.
Is it not?
I'm sure that's
No,
where
it's
I got
not. No, it's not.
Snoogs didn't buy it. It must be.
No, I might have. I don't know.
No, you didn't.
It might have been a free play game, but it's no longer. It's
Okay.
44. It's 43, 45 to buy it on Xbox.
Oh, well, there you go.
That sounds expensive considering
Is it
your
worth
endorsement.
$44?
No.
All right then.
If it was 30, I'd go, yeah.
Okay. So it's just 15 too much.
Yep. And it's HP Lovecraft.
Yeah.
What is that? What's HP Lovecraft?
He's a writer from
Oh,
He's the guy that wrote like the whole Cthulhu thing.
Cthulhu thing, yeah.
oh,
So
okay.
he's that sort of stylized horror, that sort of classic version of it. It's sort of a very stylized horror type thing.
Oh, I'm intrigued as to what you're... Actually, it might be a console only. I think I just searched PC. So, Moons of Madness. No, he's not on... It's not coming up in my search anyway.
Okay.
No.
All right, we'll have to get to the bottom of that, and we'll explain it to you never.
Later.
Later is what I meant to say, not never.
Yeah.
Although the earlier might be more correct.
MechWarrior 5, Lucas, let us know.
It's
Take it away.
shit.
Yeah, I had a funny feeling it was going to be.
My God. No, okay, look, I'll backpedal a bit. I'll take away that. Take that away. It's not completely shit, but if you don't mind playing a game that was launched, 5-6 months ago? So a late 2019 game. I didn't know that when I started playing it. But if you don't mind playing a game that was launched in 2019 that plays like something that came out in 2010, yeah, probably not a bad idea. Go for it.
Yeah.
It just feels super dated. Look, and it's not just necessarily the graphics. The graphics are okay. They do look old compared to what they probably should, but it is super slow. I mean, in saying that, I'm looking at what the Wraith is saying in the chat there, 1998 gameplay. It probably is true to the series, but the series is a long-running one. But I would have expected something a little bit more modern for a 2019 release. I was blown away because I looked it up. When was this released? And I saw it was December 2019. And that was weird. Also...
Right, well,
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I just want to jump in for a sec. The last time that I played a MechWarrior game that I actually enjoyed was probably 98.
Yeah, well, probably.
Yeah.
But this kind of game was advanced in 98. Now, it just feels like it's clunky, slow for the sake of being clunky and slow. I don't know. The dialogue, the voice acting, the animations of the characters when they're chatting, it just felt cheap. So I don't know what went into the development of this game, but it just was too sluggish. It was just like, oh my God, this is... And I'm not even just talking about combat. The combat's probably the best thing about it, but just the overall way that the game puts you in and out of combat and makes you sit through tiresome dialogue and, a cliche as all hell storyline. Oh, it was vomit worthy. I would have rather that just been a MechWarrior game where there's no story. Just go in and do these battles. Here's the setup. Go and blow everything up.
Some shit up.
Yeah, but even saying that, the mechanics for the destructive environments, because I read that you can like topple buildings and shit, and it's it just looks crap. Oh,
Yeah, no.
the destruction in oh dear, what was that game called? I said oh dear. Oh my God, I'm getting old.
Red Faction.
Red Faction, thank you. Red Faction Guerrilla. The destruction in that game was better. Look, it's a MechWarrior game. If you want to go back to a MechWarrior game and feel like you did when you played it in 1998, this will be for you. But for me, I just felt like, nah, this isn't where 2020 gaming needs to be.
I don't like playing bloody 360 titles.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
no,
look.
don't bother.
The last time we spoke about it, because we talked about, wouldn't it be great to have a new MechWarrior game like quite a while ago? It's probably over 12 months ago. And I remember you bringing up the fact that they were working on MechWarrior 5. I ran, dared, leaped, jumped, bounded to the website to try and find out everything I could about it. And I looked at the development footage of like some of the alpha and beta stuff, and even then I was like, oh no. Like it wasn't looking good at that stage, and I was like, I pretty much just went, all right, cool. I closed the window and promptly didn't even bother going back looking, because it was just, yeah, no. Like I was already looking at some of the stuff they were doing there, and I was just like, no, this isn't going to end well.
No, and it didn't. But unlike the previous game we were talking about, this game is on Game Pass. However, it's PC only.
There you go. Yeah. Well, Luke, keep it going with What Remains of Edith Finch.
Yeah. Now, do you guys know anything about this game?
I have played a very small part of it.
Well, it's kind of stupid how this all happened, but I was watching a YouTube video and it was like top 10 hidden gems, and this game came up, What Remains of Edith Finch, and they showed a bit of the gameplay, and I thought, you know what, that does look like a hidden gem. I have to play this. So I did a search for it on Steam and found that it was on sale, and bought it. And then the other day I was at my friend's house and we're going through my PlayStation 4 library, and I actually own it on the PS4.
Yep.
So
it was a PS Plus game.
It must have been, because I didn't remember having it. And so, yeah, I paid for the game for nothing, because now I own it on both PC and the PS4. But anyway, beside that...
You can play it at 3,000 frames on your PC.
Well, yeah, it was actually... not that it's not the kind of game that needs to be at high frames, but anyway, it did. And I was really blown away as to what this game has. And I was expecting just a simple walking simulator. This game is not that. It is a walking simulator. You do walk around predominantly most of the time through a house, and you go into the... Basically, it's like Edith Finch, or the Finch family. They're all fucking dead. Miserable story. Everyone's dead, and you're working out how they all died. So you go into their bedrooms and read their diaries and notes, and then the story gets told. Like, as your character reads the story, you then play a bit of gameplay which explains how they died. And some of them will actually put you into really interesting gameplay situations that is nothing like a walking simulator. And you'll be like, wow, what the hell is this? This game is like full just done a U-turn here, and is completely different to what I was expecting. I'm not going to say any of it because I don't want to spoil any of it, because it's kind of one of those games where one of the coolest things about it was how shocked I was at what happened. Like, because I just wasn't expecting it, you know? It was actually really cool. But at the end of the game, spoiler alert, it's fucking miserable. But the whole thing, the whole way along, the entire game is miserable. Because it's
definitely not something to play when you want to pick me up.
No, because it's just sad. That family was fucked. Like, it was just tragedy after tragedy. But it's, you know, if you've got a bit of a morbid sort of interest, you'll probably like it. I actually liked it. I thought it was a really cool game. Very interesting. Really, really well voice acted as well. It had real flowy...
I actually think it won some awards for its voice acting.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt at all. It's an upstanding thing. And that's the thing with these walking simulators. It does take a while to get from A to B. But the talking over the top, the voice acting, sinks you in, and it doesn't feel that bad. You know, and like you mentioned before, like Firewatch. You know, that's basically a walking simulator. But the conversation and the voiceovers sucks you in, that you're interested in what they're saying, that it doesn't actually feel like that long a time. It's not boring. So, yeah, I mean, look, what remains of Edith Finch? It's 2 hours is all it took to finish it. So it's not a massive game, but a pretty good one nonetheless. So, yeah, I enjoyed playing that.
Oh, good stuff, mate. All right. Well, the only other stuff that I've got is my usuals. So we've all played a bit of Call of Duty this week.
Yes.
Greg, you come and joined us for some some Warzone the other night, which was really cool. We got to play some
Blood Money.
Blood Money or Plunder or whatever the hell it's called now.
Well, I've worked out the name change. Do you remember how I was like, oh, they've changed the name now?
Yeah.
No, Blood Money is a game mode of Plunder.
Yes.
So when they change it to Blood Money, that means that there's so basically they've put on some modifiers. There's more money on the field, and there's at the moment I think no idea. I don't know. I can't remember. They have changed something at the moment, but yeah, when they call it Blood Money, it's because it's not the same as typical Plunder. They've changed.
Plunder, yeah,
they've changed the way things work. Yeah.
Which is well, I don't know if anyone was listening in the party when I mentioned that, but I did have that exact same statement when we were playing the other night. Because someone said, look, all right, cool. Let's see if people were listening. So I'll just point Ace Combat, it's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry, Greg, I missed that. I wasn't listening. What'd you say?
Yeah, no, apparently there's no squads in Plunder. So.
I don't know about that. What do you? No, that's not right.
I don't know. Roscoe's a PC gamer.
I'm just quoting here.
Oh no, yeah. No. He max
quads.
3 men. I think he meant quads. Yeah.
Yeah.
All good. He's
got a new
caught
keyboard and everything, mate.
He's caught ATAN syndrome typos left, right, and centre. Half the time, I have to actually prompt him and go, "Dude, fuck, rewrite that."
Something wrong there.
See in the chat where he's written "bah ha 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 ha," yep, thumbs up. He actually meant, "Hey guys, got to hand it to you. Really good show. Love yous. Thumbs up." Yep. That's what he meant to write.
Oh no!
Oh, Radicus!
Wow!
Oh no, it wasn't Radicus. Oh.
That was Wraith. Of course, it was Wraith. Come on. But speaking of Radicus, there is a game that Radicus has put in there that he's questioning why he owns it, and that is Farming Simulator on PS Plus.
Yeah, it was free.
It was free, and I've played it. And you know why I played it? Because I can drive the tractor with my steering wheel set up.
Yeah, well, I refuse to play that with you guys because I just get in trouble for felling trees on top of the roads.
Hey, that's the other dude here, not me. I was the one annoying him as well. Get out of the way.
My issue wasn't you felling trees. It was you felling trees and leaving the entire tree across the road.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So we could drive the tractor around.
It's a fucking tractor. Mate, it's made for the bush. Drive over it, you sook.
Or you could just cut it up and take it to the mill so we can make some money.
I wasn't chopping it for productivity's sake. I was chopping it because I was having fun using a chainsaw. And to say that, I wasn't actually allowed to use the chainsaw on one of you guys in the game. It didn't allow it. So the trees was it.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a whole section out the back full of trees. You could have gone for broke.
Yeah, but that's where I was at the time.
Yeah, that's all good.
Stupid game. Anyway.
Now, okay, I've gone blank. I don't know where that was going. Ghost Runner!
Ghost Runner is a game on PC coming soon, but there is a playable demo. Thank you very much to the Wraith for pointing this game out to me because it became a game that I absolutely love to hate. It is the demo.
Where did you pick it up?
On Steam.
Did you pick it up?
Steam, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, demo on Steam. Now, the demo will take you anywhere from 5 minutes to 35 minutes, depending. My first attempt was about 38 minutes, and then I eventually got that run down to 5 minutes, 1 second. So it's a runner where think of Mirror's Edge, but with swords, so you can just slice everybody into pieces. It's a very fast-paced game, and if you think that I'm toying with that word, have a look at the video that I put up on YouTube of this game. I'm not mucking around when I say it's fast-paced, because it is. So you will run, slide, jump, wall run, climb, and what word would you say when you do that little zoomy thing? Like a dash? Kind of like
dash, yeah. Mid-air dash.
Mid-air dashes that put you into a bullet time, so you can dodge the enemies shooting at you. And you need to dodge them because it is a one-hit kill. If you get hit by one bullet from an enemy, you are dead and have to respawn. Thankfully enough, when you hit the respawn button, it's instantaneous, kind of like Trials Rising. It's really quick to get up and keep going again. But basically, if you are going for a super quick time, if you die, give up, start again. But yeah, it's a super fast game, super fun, and really rewarding when you pull off some cool moves and make you look like you're awesome. But it is just the demo, as I was saying. The full game doesn't release until the end of the year sometime. But I implore anyone with a decent PC that can give this game a go, do it, because it is absolutely amazing. The graphics look so nice as well. It's a cyberpunk sort of themed as well. Cyberpunk Ninja.
Nice. Is mine decent enough to run it, you reckon?
Oh, it's very optimized. I would say yes. You'd be able to run it at 60 frames, probably maybe mid settings on 1080. Give it a crack, man. Yep. Absolutely. You'll fucking hate it. Absolutely hate it. It'll do your head in.
That's probably 90% of the games I play I fucking despise.
Yeah, well, I actually said that this game should come free with either a keyboard or a controller of choice, considering you'll likely break one in the efforts of getting good. Once you get used to it, it's okay, but I could imagine the rest of the game is going to be a nightmare. So this full version that comes out, I'm going to get it 100%. I loved it that much. But it's a very hard thing to get your head around. I don't know how people play it on keyboard. There's just too many things, because you start off and it goes, right, like it's a little bit of a tutorial through it. It's like, okay, press this to jump. Then press this button to dash. Then press this button to slide. And you're like, okay, I'm getting this. And then when you're in the air, press this button and then to the left. So then you can dodge and then attack with this button. And then you're like, oh my God, that is so much to learn. And then you go even further and then it goes, right. And now press this button to use like a whip. It's like a electronic leash whip to sort of pull yourself across, like Indiana Jones, like a whip, and then you swing across sort of thing, like that. And you're like, oh my God, how many different things is this game going to teach me? How's my brain going to comprehend which one I do next? Does your head in. But
what am I going to do?
Yeah, your brain will melt. But this game appeals to, and like when I finished it, the best and worst thing that this game could have done, and that's put a timer up on the screen of how long it took me to do it. Because then that mean I had to go back and get a better time. If there was no timer, that would have been the end. Okay, beautiful. That was nice. Close that down, or whatever.
Nice game.
Now they've also released a patch, an update. They're putting updates to demos now, where they've added, you can actually put
microtransactions.
No, there's not microtransactions. You can actually put a live timer up on the screen now, so you can actually see what your actual time as you're going. Because before it was a bit of a mystery. You only got the time at the end, but now you can see the timer as you're going, and also the amount of deaths that you've had. So that was a neat little update. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the final release of that. Go check it out. It's free demo on Steam. Oh, and it's called Ghost Runner, if you don't want to rewind and work out what the name of it was.
Awesome, mate. We'll finish it off for you. Generation Zero. This is the robots futuristic one, wasn't it?
It is, yeah.
80s.
Yeah, the 80s survival robots, Terminator, Skynet sort of video game, right? It was a little bit of a broken mess when it released, which was sort of disheartening. I lost my inventory, which I had, got heaps of guns and all the cool stuff, and I lost all of that because of some update that they did that just cleared my inventory out. Anyway, I started playing it again, got all my stuff back, like just from looting and all that, and sort of just turned it off. The Wraith, he bought it the other day, and I'm like, oh, I have that game, I'll co-op with you. So we played together, and they've added so much stuff to that game, which makes it a little bit more viable to play. They've added crafting, so there's heaps more stuff to loot. I don't fully understand how the crafting works, but I know it has it now, and it just felt like the game was a little bit more rewarding, because before it was so hard to find guns, but now guns are actually a little bit easier to find, which is good. You can get loot a little bit easier, and it's a pretty cool game. I mean, it's no AAA game or anything like that, because the missions, it's kind of like Fallout 76. There's no NPCs. You get all your missions from picking up documents and you read them and it gives you sort of locations to go. So that's a little bit disappointing. I would have liked there to be some sort of NPCs in there. I don't know what the fascination with NPCs are, but it sort of breathes, I think it just breathes a little bit of life into a game.
It fleshes out the world as well.
Yeah, it does, but there's none of that. Oh, they've added vehicles, so to speak. And you know what they added in as the first vehicle and the only vehicle you can have?
Bicycle.
A fucking push bike. And the prick that you play as is from the 80s and is obviously a massive stoner. The dude cannot push that bike up a slight incline. It was stupid. Wraith and I were trying to ride up this slight hill. And I'm not saying a hill that any normal person might struggle with on a push bike. It was just a bit of a hill on the road. And we had to get like massive run-ups to try and get up the hill. It was the most pointless thing in the game. And it's the dumbest thing. Those bikes need to go. Just give us a car or a motorbike. But anyway, it's better. It's better than it was. A10, I know you have that game and you're a little bit disappointed with it. Go back, have a look, see what you think.
Good stuff. I think that's it, guys, for games for this week.
Yeah, well, except I've got a little one, an extra one to add in there if you want to hear about it.
Go for it.
I bought it this afternoon. It was that, I don't even remember the name of it. What was the name of that game I was playing? Stranded Deep, I think it was called.
Oh, yeah, Deep Stranded.
No, Stranded Deep, I think it is.
Stranded Deep. Yeah.
Yeah, I called it, I did a live stream of it earlier this afternoon, and my stream title was Animal Crossing for Adults.
For adults.
Yeah. So essentially, you're on a tiny little island, and you have nothing. And what I didn't know is this game will kick your ass so hard that you'll be into next Tuesday. But you wake up, you're on a plane crash, that's right, you're on a plane crash, you land in the water, you have nothing. You find a raft, one of those inflatable rafts. You row it ashore of this tiny island. And when I say tiny island, I mean tiny. Like, it's probably only about...
It's an atoll, it's not an island.
What is it?
Atoll.
I have no idea what that is, but is that like a tiny island?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a sandbar.
It's maybe, yeah, sandbar is probably more to the point, where you've got a couple of trees with coconuts, palm trees, some sticks and all that sort of stuff, and that's about it. I was playing it today, realised that you get sunburnt and you get all blisters all over your arms, so you got to like spend time in the shade.
That was gross.
Oh yeah, I know, the blisters.
That was really gross. You pull up your arm to have a look at your watch.
Yeah, and it's all blistered, all red and blistered. Ugh. Yeah, so it's got... you've got a wristwatch on, which has all your things on it, like your hunger, your thirst, your health, all that sort of stuff. But it's actually quite tricky to get your head around because it's not sort of straightforward. But now that I sort of got an understanding for it, I think I'm going to start again and probably I'll be a little bit quicker with getting everything set up because you need to get some shelter. You need to get a way of making water so you don't dehydrate. Food is very scarce. You start off just by munching on some crabs. I found it quite easy to make a spear out of a stick, and I went and stabbed a pufferfish. Not a pufferfish, a groper. Are those things poisonous, gropers? No.
Okay. It's a bit touchy-feely.
Yeah, okay, groper. So I did that, and I don't know how safe it is, but I have that raft still. You can pull that up ashore so it doesn't wash away, and you can see in the distance that there are other islands, so you can probably make a dash for it. And my understanding of this, I haven't gotten this far myself, but my understanding of this game is that you can get so established that your gear is so good that you can... I'm not sure if you can actually get yourself a submarine or if there are submarines somewhere. You can fight sharks and, you go underwater and find all this underwater treasure and all this gear. And I think ultimately the goal is to get home, I guess. I don't know. But it feels like a survival game that actually sort of has an end goal, as opposed to just survive forever. So it gave me a little bit of rage when I played it at first, but I just put that down to I don't know how to play the game. And the game doesn't necessarily give you everything that you need to comfortably go through the game. And the tutorial will only go as fast as you go, and sometimes you run out of time because it gets dark and you can't see shit, and you still got the tutorial saying build a shelter. You're like, I can't find anything. It's nighttime. I can't see anything. So it was a little bit frustrating, but once I got past all those hurdles, I'm actually really keen to go back and play more of it. So Stranded Deep. Not bad. I bought it on Steam. It was about $21. I was looking at it on the Xbox, but it was like $30-something on the Xbox. So I bought it on PC for $21.
It's only just been released on consoles, I believe.
Oh, okay.
All right, boys. Well, let's jump into some news for the week, shall we?
Yes.
Either of you boys know what a Mikey is?
A Mikey?
Yeah, M-Y-K-I.
Isn't that the thing that you use to catch trams in Melbourne?
It is. It is.
I just went to Melbourne in November last year.
Oh, look at that, eh? So it's you tap on, tap off stuff down in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Someone has hacked one and got it to run the original copy of Doom.
Yeah, of course they did.
So,
and how did they do that?
So literally they've literally hacked the system, hooked up a controller to it, and have installed Doom on just one of the little consoles to get it going. It's from It Runs Doom subreddits.
Yeah, right. What is this? Did they just hack this on the side of the street?
No. So I have this old. No, they haven't done it. They haven't done it on something. It's an older version of it, so that they've got in their hand. They've got their hands on it. So I have this old ticket validator that runs Windows CE. Since there is a Windows CE version of Chocolate Doom, I was able to simply extract the cab file, rename the contents, and copy it directly to the machine via its compact flash port.
Oh, easy. Yeah. Now that you've mentioned that, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. So.
Some MacGyver chewing gum chicken wire shit there.
So a lot of people have been asking where this person got the old validator from. They refused to give up their sources, but they did say that they have not stolen it. They have acquired it legally. You can be sure of that.
Cash converters.
Wraith, I'll tell you what. I'll chuck something in here. Wraith's asked for photos, or it didn't happen.
I've got it. It's all good.
There's a link for it. You can actually go and watch the video of it working.
I'll put the link in the description as well. For all you listening back later, links will be there in the description of the podcast. You can go and check it out.
Go and check it out. It's on Reddit.
Oh, and Snoogs, it's not a Mikey. It's a my key. As in my personal key.
There's a difference where?
Well, Mikey is more like the Ninja Turtle.
Tomato, who gives a shit?
Jeff Knight, the injuries.
Let's go on, mate. Luke, Telstra are looking for a video game reviewer. Now, I don't think I want you to share any links about this because I've applied.
Oh, have you?
And, 10 videos, 10 written reviews, 25 grand.
Yes. Now, I thought about applying, and then I realised, hang on a minute, my job pays more than $25,000, so I don't want to lose that to this. But anyway, for those that are interested in becoming a reviewer, Telstra, because they've all gotten like full involved in this whole Xbox One thing, where you can, what do they actually call it? Where's it say what it is? It's, where's my notes? All Access, Xbox All Access, which is, you can basically do like a phone plan with Telstra, and you get like an Xbox One S. I don't know if they have it for an X, do they?
No, they do have it for
No, they do as well. It's just a little bit more expensive. Where you pay like a monthly fee, you get the Xbox, you get Game Pass Ultimate, I think. I think that, yeah, you do. Yep. And it's kind of like a mobile phone subscription thing. So you pay that off and you get the games. So they're going to be kicking off reviews. So essentially what they've advertised is an official reviewer for Xbox One games that are on Game Pass. And yeah, as you said, Snoogs, it's for 10 written reviews as well as video. And they're advertising a $25,000 payout. Now, I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing thing and they're going to be paying as you go, or if it's going to be 25 grand straight up or at the end. I don't know. Doesn't really give that much information. But the applications are open now until 11:59 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, the 22nd of May. So if you do want to get your 22nd of May is what I have here from the Telstra website.
Wednesday's May 20th. Friday's the 22nd.
This is actually from exchange.telstra.com.au, so they've got it wrong. So is it really the date wrong?
Yeah. Wednesday's the 20th.
Wednesday's the 20th, not the 20th. Wow, do you really want to work for these guys? Or maybe that's why.
The period, it's a contract period between June and November of 2020.
Yeah, but maybe they're replacing the idiot that wrote this application with you. That's probably why they're
your first job,
advertising.
Rewrite your application.
Yeah. But yeah, so and it's open to anyone. But mind you, they do give you a bit of a questionnaire, and they're asking things like, "What experience have you got? Have you worked with any branded companies before? Send us some links of some videos and some written reviews that you've done." So essentially, this isn't just for Joe Blow looking for a job. This is somebody who currently does video reviews and written reviews, and probably would need a little bit of background. And I think it actually says somewhere along here that you're going to need to know one game from another. You can't just be oh yeah, I can write. You need to be a gamer. You need to be a reviewer to get into this.
Yep.
Obviously, they're putting 25 grand for essentially what a lot of people do for free, naming myself and you, Snoogs. And honestly, I think Snoogs and myself would probably be a good candidate for this. We've both worked for branded companies. We've done work with Sony, Microsoft, and the rest, really, a whole ton of people.
A whole plethora of people we've worked with.
But yeah, no, not for me. I don't need that kind of commitment. I'm happy just doing my fun stuff, podcasts every week, and the odd video here and there. But yeah, it's out there for anyone who wants to apply. And at Snoogs' request, I'm not putting a link in the description, but you can probably just Google it.
Yeah, it might be there somewhere.
There you go.
Or they'll just see mine and just cancel everyone else.
They might do that.
Either that or they'll see my Twitter account and just go, nope.
Well, mate, to be fair with you, I was actually going to apply, but now that you're applying, I think I might not, because I don't want to steal the job from you, mate. It's yours.
Yeah, right. Beauty. Well, next bit of discussion, PS5 rumors. You want to hear some more PS5 rumors?
Oh, look, why not?
Still?
Why not?
I'd like a fact.
So, the first one's a rumor. There's been some leak from apparently another one of these credible credible sources that June the 5th is when we're going to see the console, and we're going to hear all about all the extra specific features of it and blah, 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 blah. Now, I posted something up on Twitter, I think it was last week, about this rumor that it was going to be June the 5th, but I've now seen it come from 3 different other areas, and they don't seem to be linking back to the original. So,
yeah, well, look, I mean,
seems to be something out there.
Greg and I were chatting before the podcast last week, and I was going to put something in, but we went a little bit over time, so we sort of didn't touch on it. But I was looking into time frames this time, but PlayStation 4. And at this stage, for the PlayStation 4, so in May, we only knew what the specs were, and we only knew what the controller looked like. The history is repeating themselves. For some reason, I feel a little bit more frustrated this time around, and I think that's because of how well Microsoft presenting themselves in their new console. But
I think
what Sony is doing is no different to what they did in the last generation. We saw the PlayStation 4 at E3 2013.
Yep.
At this point, we still didn't know, but I don't feel like it was that big an issue back then.
Yeah, but the world was completely different in 2013. You know, like social media since then has absolutely exploded. You've got the world a much smaller place than it's ever been, and just the free flow of information is just massive now compared to what it was. So I don't know whether, and I still stand beside the things that, you know, yeah, it's Sony. People are always talking about it. They're always trending. It seems to be that the information's out there that people are talking about them, which is a good thing. But there's also a lot of people saying the wrong things about it, which has always been a problem. We'll know come a couple of weeks. So that's the one part of the rumor. The other part of the rumor is that they've actually moved their release date to mid-November of this year.
What, the console release? How can they move it when we don't know exactly when it is?
Well, when they say move it, because this holiday period was supposed to be, you know, late November to early December.
Oh, okay.
Possibly even into January, but they now believe that it's come forward a couple of weeks to mid-November.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I don't think there's much of an issue. I think the biggest issue is the social media, and more people are asking about it, yet nothing is coming out. But it's really no different to last generation. They're doing exactly what they did back then, and I guess they're probably playing it safe by doing that. Worked for us last time. We're doing it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Well, that doesn't necessarily always work, though, does it?
Well, I'm going to say that no, it's not, because it seems to be getting a lot of negative press and just a negative vibe. Like at the very beginning of this whole process, we kept saying that Sony's silence is slowly chipping away at our confidence that they actually have something. You know, that's like I don't remember you guys talking about the release of the last console that way. Like as you say, we don't even remember, and maybe we did, but. And like I said, and you'd have to go back and have a look. But and the beauty of this podcast is you have that ability to. You could go back and look and how are we gauging that silence back then? Was it even a thing? You know, but now it seems to be a thing. And like all things, you've got to change with time. And
the big thing last time was that Sony was going to E3. We knew Sony was going to E3. So E3 was the big hype. It was the big release window. That's when everything was going, and that's when Xbox did their release as well. And you know, Xbox has come out and shown it off early and talked it up, and they're doing an absolutely wonderful job with the marketing that they're doing. And like you said, yeah, Sony's silence is sort of chipping away at everyone's confidence.
Yep.
But EA's CFO Blake Jorgensen has commented on the process of phasing the company into the area of next generation consoles. So EA has come in under a bit of fire with a few things, and one of them was not supporting some of the stuff that Microsoft was doing. Now, that's particularly in regards to Microsoft's Smart Delivery System. So Microsoft's Smart Delivery System is if you buy it on this generation, you get it on next generation for nothing. So it's like an upgrade thing.
Yep.
So he's now come out and apparently said this year the phasing includes the effect of revenue recognition from the games we are launching for the current generations of consoles that can also be upgraded free for the next generation. So that's the quote that they've got. Now, a lot of people have taken that to be that Jorgensen's referencing Microsoft Smart Delivery. So that will be automatically across consoles. So it looks like that's actually going to be a feature of the PS5 as well as the Xbox.
Yeah, well, I always thought that should be up to the developer, really.
Yeah, well, that's a theory for me as well. If you're doing it for one, why wouldn't you be doing it for another?
Yeah, but I wouldn't imagine that the actual platform would have a say in that. If you want your game to be a free upgrade, surely that's their choice, not the platform. Maybe they might have a little say in it, but
I guess the thing that changes that is you've got things like Game Pass, and maybe the library moves forward as well. Like So you've got Xbox and Microsoft's in that unique position where they have a whole bunch of people who've signed on for putting their games on Game Pass, and there will be still new titles coming to that right up until the day that we get Series X. You can't help but feel that some of those things will be new enough where they'll also be next gen titles as well. So there'll be that slide across. Yeah. Anyway, it's just a
But
thought.
that's the thing. When we're sort of spitballing about this stuff, we can be a little bit more confident with what we're talking about with Microsoft, because they are just such an open book at the moment, which I don't think is doing them any harm. I think it's doing nothing but good, because they're showing off such amazing things for the next generation. Going across to the chat here, the Wraith has said that Sony won last launch because the Xbox One was dog shit. Now, I think that is probably a big point there. Sony went so well because Microsoft went so bad, and that kicked off their generation. Yep. Now, if you look at it, that Sony have fantastic games, but would they have had all of those fantastic games had the Xbox been a little bit more competitive? Games that aren't necessarily like first party, like what's it called? Horizon Zero Dawn. Could they have signed with Microsoft if their console wasn't dog shit? Maybe. And that's a game that Sony wouldn't have had. And that's one of their big ones. Now, obviously, they still would have had their God of War and, Uncharted and Last of Us and all that sort of stuff. But I think Microsoft would have been so much better, and Sony wouldn't have been that much of a market leader. But we don't know. But if that is the case, if that is why the PlayStation 4 was so successful, this time they've got their work cut out for them.
Yeah.
They better bring it. And so far, they've not changed anything. They're just sticking with their guns. And if that's enough, I don't know. We'll find out.
Sounds good. I can't wait to find out. I'm quietly sitting back and just going and taking the rumours for face value of them just being rumours, not getting any sort of level of excitement about it, but actually seeing this next generational leap, that's what I want to see. Whether it comes from either side of the fence, I don't particularly care, but I want to see that first-party leap and what they're going to do for us. Speaking of which, Inside Xbox was this last week.
It was
Friday morning our time.
It was, yeah. We mentioned it last week in Last Words because it hadn't really happened yet, so it wasn't really news just yet. It was just something we mentioned. But now it's happened, and there was a lot of talk of whether or not it'd be worthy of staying up. It was 1 a.m. our time, Friday morning last week, and I was excited for it because this is one of the biggest announcements that I was keen for coming from Microsoft, because one of the biggest things that Microsoft need to get right this time round is the games. All right, they seem like they've got the actual hardware under control, which was their biggest fuck up last gen. So that's a tick, right? But the games, we need to bring the games, otherwise they're still stale in the water. There's no point in having a powerful console and nothing awesome to play on it. However, we had this Inside Xbox. I stayed up for it. I was in a chat party with Azrael and the Wraith, and we had a good time. I was very happy with it. There are still some people out there that have their complaints that there wasn't enough actual gameplay shown. The games weren't as amazing as they're expecting. What people need to take into consideration, of course, is that these were third-party games. So some of these games that were mentioned on this Inside Xbox will be on PlayStation 4 as well. These are not first-party titles. The first-party titles will be unveiled during E3, whatever digital E3.
Whatever version of today.
That's right. And what they did show, I was actually really happy with. I thought the graphical, the visual upgrade was actually quite good. The games looked nice, but not only did they look good, there was some really cool-looking new IPs. Which is something that I'm always looking for. Not just sequels, not just remasters. There was something different. There was something different, and I thought they brought that. I thought it was actually quite good. So there was no naysaying from me. I was very happy with it, and I watched it live. The first one that they showed us was a game called Bright Memory Infinite. Now, apparently, I didn't actually notice it. I don't know if they said it at the time, but apparently this game's been made by one person. Is that right?
Yes.
Have you guys heard that?
Yes.
Yeah, they said that. Yep.
Wow. I just remember looking at it thinking, oh, this looks a little bit cyberpunk. Like, it looks pretty damn good. You know, it doesn't look as polished as Cyberpunk 2077, but it sort of had that feel. And then when the dude got into a car at the end that looked like a DeLorean, I was sold. Sold.
Sign me up.
It looked really cool.
Yeah, it was a kind of a shock. The whole thing to me, I was just like, I was trying to work out what this game was, and each time a new element came into it, I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? Because you've got like this sort of futuristic soldier with a machine gun that looks like something out of like a Black Ops 3 sort of COD sort of style.
You know, I thought that
he's running through like feudal Japan.
Yeah.
Sort of architecture, jumping up, and then all of a sudden he's fighting a Spartan with a shield and sword, and he's trying to shotgun the dude. Like, what the fuck is going on in this game? And then it cuts to a car chase where he's driving in a futuristic DeLorean-ass car, smashing into this truck. I'm like, I have no idea what I just watched.
I had my money on that being a Respawn game. I thought it was very like
it felt very Respawn watching it when I
like Titanfall. I would have sworn it was Titanfall 3, but no, it was something completely different. But something I also found during the week, I saw a Reddit post where somebody was bad-mouthing this game, saying, for next-gen consoles, I'd expect something better than a mobile game. That's what they said about Bright Memory Infinite. But they
clearly didn't watch it.
Well, they actually have a point. If you go onto your phone right now, I can't speak for Android, but on iPhone, search up Bright Memory Mobile. The game's a mobile game. It is. Seriously. I'm not kidding you. Search it up on your phone. It's about $7 or something like that, but apparently it's like an hour-long game. This guy has turned his mobile game into a console game. I think he's probably done a good job with it. But yeah, this actually is an adaptation of a mobile game.
Yeah, Bright Memory Mobile.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. I will. I want to try it. But yeah, I haven't got around to it. Maybe by the podcast next week, I might have given it a try.
To be fair, it's a pretty kick-ass mobile game.
It looks like a pretty cool mobile game, but yeah,
it's pretty badass.
But yeah, I thought that was actually quite interesting. So yeah, it is on Android as well. Check it out. And
$1.70 on Android.
$1.70, is it? Bullshit.
Oh wow.
How much is it on an iPhone? It's more than that, isn't it? $7. Oh, yes.
Oh, sorry. List price. It's on sale at the moment. So list price is $3.19.
Oh dear. Oh, well, too bad it wasn't free. Otherwise, I would have asked you to give it a try. All right.
You can still give it a try. It cost him half the price.
Yeah, but he won't. That's expensive. All right. So the next one was Dirt 5. I guess there's probably some people out there that would be interested in that. I'm not personally. They are great games, the Dirt games.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yep. They're great fun games.
They are. Yeah. They are fantastic. The ones I've played are great, but I'm not massive on those kind of games.
They're punished though. Yeah. They're an absolute punish.
They are hard to play.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, this is going to be a Dirt game, surely.
Yeah. So that was there as well. Won't go into too much with that. Scorn. Scorn is a game that I've seen in development for a long time. It's going to be on next gen. Well, it's going to be on Game Pass actually. For the Xbox Series X.
Stunning looking game.
It does look good. It looks disgusting because everything...
beautifully macabre.
Yeah. Everything looks like it's made of meat, including the guns. So,
yeah.
Really weird. Now, there's also a game that was shown off that had like space battles in it, which I actually thought... I didn't actually... The name popped up on the screen, and I'm like, Chorvs? What the hell is Chorvs? That's a weird name. Chorvs. Chorvs. Apparently the game's called Chorus. But I don't know why they use the U looks like a V.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that. But anyway, there's a game called Chorus, and that looked cool as well. There was Madden 21, big deal if you ask me. Vampire Bloodlines 2 was shown off. A game called Call of the Sea. A game called The Ascent. Then there was The Medium, which is like a psychological horror. When I saw that game, I made the comment before the title and before it was mentioned. I said, the music sounds like Silent Hill, like old school Silent Hill. Apparently, it has people from the Silent Hill team making it. So that one's
the same musical director.
Well, yeah, there you go. That explains why it sounds very Silent Hill. There was also Scarlett Nexus, which is a Bandai Namco game. Not really a big fan of those kind of games, but I could
It's
see...
a weird-looking game, eh?
Well, I reckon it looks really good. I think that
it looks cool, but it's a very Bandai Namco game.
Oh, 100%. Massively, yeah.
Very much, yeah.
But, look, I'd play it if someone gave it to me. Then there was Second Extinction. What one was that?
Turok.
Oh, that's right. That's the dinosaurs one. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, this looks like Turok. Yes. So that's...
It's funny because I saw it and I said, oh, look, Turok Extinction. And then it came up Second Extinction. And I went, oh, half right.
Yeah, close enough. But yeah, you get to fight dinosaurs. I like anything with dinosaurs, really. So after that, there was Yakuza Like a Dragon. So a new Yakuza game as well. So heaps of really cool stuff in there that looked really good. I was happy with it. There's obviously haters out there that whinged and carried on about some of it, but I was pleased. I was really glad I stayed up and watched it. It was really good.
Well, I'm glad I didn't stay up. When I first watched it, it did not do anything for me. I've watched it a couple of times since then, and the more that I've seen about it, the more that I've enjoyed. So yeah, just sort of stepping back and taking it from a point that these are the third-party stuff. These aren't the big, they're going to use every single bit of the hardware and and get the best out of the title. I wanted to touch on the backlash a little bit, and not for anything negative from my point of view, but the video on Xbox's YouTube channel. So they've uploaded the full 27-minute video or something like that. It has been given the good old thumbs down 23,000 times and 18,000 thumbs up votes. So it's the down vote has been overwhelming. A lot of the hate and a lot of the stuff in the comments section of that video was around the use of the word gameplay footage.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I did want to touch on that, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so the whole entire game was pretty much... The whole entire show, there was very little actual gameplay shown. They were all, pretty much CGI trailers, which is fine. That's
no, not CGI. It's not CGI trailers.
Sorry, in-game trailers.
Yes,
in-game
engine.
Yeah.
That is something that I will say that yes, I was annoyed with their wording. That was misleading.
Yes,
because
Aaron Greenberg's come out as well and responded to all that.
Did he apologise?
Pretty much. So he's come out on Twitter. Had we not said anything and just shown May's Inside Xbox show like we did last month, I suspect reactions might have been different. Clearly, we set some wrong expectations, and that's on us. We appreciate all the feedback and can assure you we will take it all in and learn as a team.
Yeah, see that's him saying our bad. We fucked that up there.
Whoops.
But you're right.
Sorry about that.
That was the one thing that I could complain about. I forgot about it because it wasn't that big a deal, but it is. It's clickbait by saying we're showing. They said that they were showing gameplay footage of Valhalla. Well, they didn't. There was no gameplay. But what they should have said, we're showing in-engine cutscenes, because what they'd shown from Valhalla to date before this happened was a CGI trailer. It wasn't in-engine. It was just somebody who, like Disney Pixar, and they can do whatever they want in that. However, what they showed in this Inside Xbox was in-engine. So that's what you can expect the graphics to look like. However, that is not gameplay and is not even close to gameplay, because we know that cutscenes, you can do more things than you can do in gameplay. In a gameplay, you might not be able to squeeze through a gap that's big enough for your body because of you're not allowed to go there. And then a cutscene comes and all of a sudden you can squeeze through the tightest spot, but that's because they've mocapped it that way. But it's in-engine. They're still using the same character models, but it does completely think other different things that you can't do whilst actually in gameplay. It was misleading, and I think they did the wrong thing, but they've at least come clean and said, yeah, we stuffed that up there, and we probably deserve the backlash.
But at the same time, we're all adults. We knew what we're looking at.
Get over it. Yeah.
Like, once you started watching it, like, I see what they've done there. Move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, look, I watched it. I watched it later in the afternoon. I didn't stay up. I didn't wake up early in the morning to watch it. But I like, there was an awful lot in there that I was like, yeah, that was what I was looking for. But I think it was definitely a paint by the numbers, solid sort of beginning to, leading up to bigger and better things that they will show in the future. I think this is the first pick of the bunch, and they're not going to pick all the best games to begin with. They're going to pick some of the stuff that, will whet your appetite and make you go, hey, look at that. Like that first game, that's one of those things. It's not the brightest or greatest game, but there's some intriguing things about it. Like, it's a weird setup, and it's made by one person. It's a talking point. It was those games that they showed.
Well, that's it.
And I think
if this was everything that they had to show, okay, I could see why it might be a little bit disappointing. But this is the tip of the iceberg. This is the third-party stuff. This is companies that go, we made a game for your console. And they've gone, yeah, sweet. But the stuff that they're making themselves, would they acquire like 15 studios? That wasn't that. That's still to come.
Yep.
That's their ace up their sleeve. That's what they're going to pull out at E3. When everyone's getting excited to see what the PlayStation 5 looks like, we're going to be excited. We're going to be excited like I'm on one side. Xbox...
They'll be swinging for the fences, at that point.
Xbox is going to be excited about the games they're playing on their console. And that essentially is the PlayStation mantra in their face for the players.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll get Halo Infinite and 14 versions of Sea of Thieves.
Oh, you cynical prick.
PS5 pre-order.
It's got to be said. I've got to have that little jab every now and again. Hey, I've always said it all along. I want Xbox Game Studios to come out and blow it out of the water. I want to see what they can do with the talent that they have. That's, not a beefed up indie title that's got a good storyline. No, I want something that's a technical marvel. That's what I want from this next generation.
Well, they're poised to be able to do it now. So if they can't do it now, then they might as well give it away.
Well, I want Microsoft...
Senua's sacrificed. Like, Senua's the next Senua that's coming out. That thing is going to look absolutely amazing.
There was a game that was shown in that I reckon was pretty much... it looked like it was made by the same people. I can't remember which one it was, though.
Medium was up there with, like, the visual of it.
Yeah. I can't remember. I remember Ram going, this looks like Senua again. This looks like another Senua. But
I want Microsoft to bring me a PlayStation 4 God of War. Bring me something that blew my mind like that game did when that came out. Oh my God.
Yep.
Give me something like that. New IP. I don't want a sequel. I want there to be a couple of games like that through the generation. And I think it'll do well. We might be there. But anyway, time is the only thing that will tell.
All right. Well, that's it for the news, I think, boys.
That's all I've got.
Yeah, it's all from me. All right. Well, let's jump on over into our last words.
Sure.
Croaky.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. Voice just decided to go, nope, don't want to do that. A quick shout out to our live listeners, A10, Az, Radicus, The Wraith, and Dan. Still hanging around. Roscoe was in there for a little while. And am I missing anyone else that was in there for a bit?
No, I think that's everyone.
Think so. Yeah, beautiful. Any other last words, boys? I forgot to ask beforehand again.
Yeah, no, I always forget about this part. No, cheers for everyone that's still stuck in there throughout the whole show. And also cheers to those that stuck out through last week's show.
Good stuff. Greg, anything from you, mate?
No, man, I'm good.
All good? All right. Well, while you guys are going, I'll throw in some last words for, of course, Aussie Gamers TV and Snooker Vision over on Twitch. And don't forget to hit up Grejio XBL on the Instas. And the Wraith is out of here on his little vacuum. All right. Let's close it up, boys, then.
Yep.
Thank you very much to everyone that has listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. Don't forget to continue any of the topics that we've discussed on this show over in our Discord channel. And while you're at it, hit up our website, www.theagexp.com. Links, as always, are in the podcast show notes and description. And that's all from me. And as always, I have been Snoogs.
I've been Lucas.
And I have been Grejio.
See us.
Bye-bye, dude.
Rrr.
Well, that's the end of another show, and if you're still listening to this part of the show, then know this, we love you. Come and join our exclusive Agents of Age group on Discord using the link in the description. Just join the server and say hi, quoting, "May the age be with you," and you will be added as an Agent of Age. Subscribe to this podcast using the links that are in the description for your convenience. Thanks again, we love you lots. See you next time on the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.